When you make that investment, you can start to see it come back to you. If you don't make that investment, you end up in an embarrassing column like Adrian wrote today, where you're sitting by the mailbox saying, we look every day and we don't see any of the right resumes.
Well, let's back up a minute.
Yeah.
Because first off, I'm not convinced they really looked.
That's the point.
So let's be
That's
honest.
the point.
You know, where I come from in the South, they say, don't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining. So when
That's a
they
good one.
say, oh, we looked,
that
but we
Jamaica,
couldn't
right?
find any qualified people of color
Please.
for this job.
Yeah.
And Richard, you know, thank you for that comment.
True
because
story.
I did get a call
True.
from the Globe today,
Okay.
as a matter of fact.
Yeah, okay.
I got a call this afternoon from a reporter saying, hey, you know, would you talk to us about this? You are a finalist for the executive director spot for the convention center. Did anybody call you for this job?
Right.
Yeah.
And I said, no.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
Nobody called me for this job. And oh, by the way, down the hall from me is another qualified person of color, Danny Levy, who is the marketing communications director for Massport, who would equally be qualified for this role. And I can name 4 or 5 other people.
So
and
it's
oh, by the way,
incompetence.
nobody called Carol Fope at the partnership.
you go.
Nobody called Colette Phillips at Get Connected, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So don't tell me that there are no qualified people of color. You didn't look.
Right.
That's right.
And when you got called on it, your knee-jerk response is to say, oh, well, we couldn't find anybody even though we tried. Well, you know what? It's time to stop being polite.
That's right.
And so I told her in no uncertain terms, I'm not being nice anymore. I'm not being polite. I'm going to call it what it is. My grandma would say, call a spade a spade.
right.
You didn't look. And now you're lying about it.
Yeah.
And so they asked me what should be done. I said, well, I'll tell you what should be done.
Start the search
You should
over.
throw that search out and start over.
Amen. Amen.
And start
That's
over.
right.